just want to see my hip motion.
That's the hoops. That's the hoops.
It's working.
Angelica.
That's the hoops.
That's your handful.
That's the hoops.
Community. Let's get wet. Nice gentle toss to start it off. Evenly sized balloons from what I can see. So far so good. Good. Dan with the first hit there.
Yeah.
Justin with a big hit. Big balloon.
Keep it coming.
Steady flow on everybody. Everything's doing great so far. Nice and even. A lot of communication about the size of the balloons. Here comes a big one. Here comes a small one. Alyssa dropped one.
Big one.
Oh! One breaks in Dave's hands. Another one coming to Dave.
Yep.
Justin laying those right in there, left and right. 4 minutes. 4 minutes to go.
Good pace, everybody.
Good pace. Great job. Nice even throws.
Bigger one.
Another one breaks on Alyssa.
Prioritize bigger ones. Big one. Prioritize bigger ones.
Let me dry off my hands.
Anka now asking for bigger balloons. They want the bigger ones. They're asking for them. They're talking about the size. They're saying oblong. They're saying big.
Straight up, guys. It's okay. It's okay.
Caleb takes a shower.
3 minutes. Try and get bigger ones.
Nice catch.
Try to get some bigger ones.
Okay. Hang on. Slipping.
Small again.
Okay, go.
Communication over here for Anka.
Good job.
Really good, smooth system they have.
Nice.
Very good operation. Only a few that they've burst on each other.
Okay. Go.
It's a little like.
Ray takes a shower. Chance takes a shower. Alyssa saves a big one. Here it comes. We got a stalemate for Bennu. Here we go, Anka. There we go.
Nice.
Big one.
Alright, this is a meaty one.
Oh, throw.
Medium ones, big ones.
Bigger.
Speed it up, guys. You got it.
Come on. 30 seconds.
Here we go.
30 seconds.
Big.
We got a hanger.
Got a big one.
Tori, Mark, and Justin with a lot of communication right now.
Big ones you got. Anything you got.
Ray, Dave, and Andrew communicating as best they can.
How much time?
Another big one.
Oh.
Amber made something happen out of nothing with that last balloon. As it popped, he still threw it and he got water in it.
15.
Those big ones don't break, guys.
13. 12.
Those non-balloon ones. Come on, hurry.
9, 8, 7,
Coming rapid
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Something to reconcile.
Those are out, so those don't count. The ones that are in, somebody from the other tribe is going to come over and just remove that.
Oh,
If
that should
it
be
pops,
easy.
you get that water. If
That
it
should
doesn't
be
pop, then they did a good job in taking it out. Is there any in here that are full? Yeah.
If it pops, it's just gonna
You want to come over and remove? There are 2 full ones in here.
Don't get her wet. Oh no! Did you get that? I did. Oh my gosh! I said, don't get her wet.
It was a big one. Oh.
No, I did it at the end.
Oh.
I kind of want to do
that
that
too.
too. It feels nice.
Baby out.
Zeroed? We're zeroed. We're zeroed. Official weight 6.8.
13.5.
6.8.
Bennu. Oh yeah. 8.2. We got a balloon in ours.
A little extra weight in there, huh? Anka.
8.2.
Right off the bat, we're already above 8. We got 8.2. Anka wins immunity.
You get this one.
Here you go, Anka.
All right.
Head back to camp. We'll see you in a little bit for another challenge.
Oh, wait, this is your drinking water.
Oh, wait.
Is there a recurring theme for losing? Is there like somebody who keeps messing up, or is it just like communication? What seems to be the...
No, the thing is, that's what makes it even harder. There's no like outlier. We can't even like put the blame. Well, let's not talk about the first two, but it's like we can't even like put blame. Challenge-wise, it's like
it's been sort of the luck of. I mean, those balloons were touching hands and exploding. It wasn't even like a matter of catching. It was just...
It had nothing to do with like skill or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even if it did at this point, it's like how much longer are we going to be needing to rely on how good someone is in a challenge? You know,
it's catching balloons.
You weren't around.
I wasn't around. I have no idea. Do you think she has an idol?
I don't think anyone.
I truly don't think any of us.
I don't think anyone's has it, but
Anybody search? Anything?
everyone's.
We did a group idol search at some point.
Yeah, when we lost again.
The third time in a row. Like,
Yeah,
let's just do it.
we
That's a
had.
hint. There is an idol, though.
It's hidden. It is a hidden immunity.
Can I go through your pockets?
Yeah, so we did a group search a couple times.
Yep. We found diddly squat.
We found cinder block,
A lot of spiders.
found some bones.
Bones.
I found a little
little beaker. Yeah.
liquor shot or something.
It's a shot.
We have a red solo cup over here, so we had some party animals.
So you found everything.
But
checked the idol.
unless any of
that
those
is the
things are, I don't know.
You can show it at the tribal council, see what they
Like,
say.
and I have this beaker.
Built at this point, we're going with the people that we don't think are going to be swayed by the other tribe, and unfortunately, we are afraid of going back and forth because I just don't know what he's thinking.
I'm also worried that Chaz has a immunity idol.
That's why I'm not even bringing up the option of Chaz
Because that's what
we all vote
and I
for
were
Chaz.
talking about it, and I was like, I'm really worried if we throw that vote because I could see him pulling Ray and him pulling out an idol, and one of us goes home.
Shit.
So I think that if anything,
Should we split?
he threw your name out
Chaz did. For why?
because he doesn't know what you're bringing to the table right now.
What the fuck?
So he also said that he doesn't know you well enough to know.
But does he know any of us well enough? Like,
He said you can't go because you are good at puzzles. Is what he said to me. He said, so I think Alyssa should go.
So
Yeah.
What about the keys? Has there been any type of, I don't know.
There's been a lot of theorizing
What are some theories?
that some people think that they might unlock something at like maybe a vote. There will be a box,
And might
like
have an
one
idol.
of the keys unlocks it.
But if
The
you
more
use
keys
it,
you have, the better chances you have.
you lose your vote or something.
Yeah. There's also been talk that if you have multiple keys, that it gains you an idol or a clue or, you know.
So the keys would be like points or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has there been any key bartering or trading or
Jokingly.
like that?
Yeah, mostly no, only because we don't know what they are. So and also we don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing to have or to lose them. So not yet.
how's the Chaz then? Because nobody's voting for Chaz. No, before the votes are in.
He's saying sit up and play for so don't tell him.
Okay.
Don't tell him.
I have a cobweb.
So I'm just gonna tell Chaz and that's what we need to. Oh yeah, we have
That was
your
me
back.
once.
Alyssa, we have your back.
I know you do. I'm just afraid of playing idol for me.
He doesn't have any clue that we would even target Ray. Like even if we were, even if we weren't.
Did we say Ray? That's one of the three of us.
Oh, okay.
So why don't you just like switch it to like just switch it to okay, just
We should break up.
Right. Yes.
I feel like what we talked about is still and I'm sure you're on board with that.
Yeah.
Because it's just I don't know where his head is ever.
What the hell? Why?
Yo!
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. So that I would not break the balloons, I literally bit off a couple of my fingernails for no reason.
They got like 3 stories.
Like I literally like.
You can jump out that window, land, tuck and roll, and then come do it again. Let me see.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Crackers. Like, besides crackers. But at the same time, too, it's just like, he's awesome. And, wow, it got fucking quiet. Yeah. But, like, in the event of a merge, people are gonna flock to him because he's such, like, a vibrant personality. And I feel like, yeah, I don't want to, but I feel like that might be the way out there. Yeah. It just sounds like it is so yeah.
I just don't know what added value she brings. I haven't talked to her enough. You guys have been around her a little bit more than I have, obviously.
Yeah.
She knows the game pretty well, but
yeah.
A lot of people do.
Just because if puzzles, yes, but also with not every challenge. Also be hard to lose.
So far, everything this morning has been physical.
Totally.
So
even everything aside from the eating, which is just really more about your stomach. It's not really like.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Mix up again.
Cool.
sorry.
Not glamp. A big survivor, not glamper.
Tree mail. Tree mail? Yeah. I don't know, you guys didn't check the trees? Bike mail.
Yeah,
You got trees.
There's plenty of trees out there. You guys didn't check them all? Maybe there's something you guys missed out there. I don't know.
Need to figure out Blue's Clues.
I may not be on camera like playing with this balloon like that.
I feel like that chocolate sugar rush would do a lot.
Yeah.
But then it'd also make you crash too.
Yeah. I guess we need protein.
Protein
so, yeah,
would be
hot
good.
dogs would be great.
PB&J would be good too, though.
Yeah.
because peanut butter's got protein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any sandwich, yeah, with like some protein.
Turkey and Swiss.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That's what I had on the way up. It was good.
Swiss, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise.
I wouldn't say no to vegetables either, but that's probably not what our body's craving right now.
Fried chicken. Oh, I would take
Fried chicken, yes.
That would be
That's
really good.
That's
My
I'm
one
gonna get that on
problem-
the way home.
My one problem with the fried chicken idea is that our hands would be like so greasy.
Hello.
Hi.
So a lot has happened. We've had your first tribal and a challenge. Let's back up to that tribal. Like for you to walk me through that. Like was that
It was messy. Like I wish it had been more organized, but it was like it was our first one, so I guess that was why.
Yeah, there were 3 names being tossed around quite a bit, so it was hard to make sure that you were on the right side of the vote, and there was not going to be a tie. Like that would have been really bad.
Were you wanting Sarah to go more?
No. So it worked out. There wasn't a tie, thank goodness.
Yes.
And it was good for us to have this challenge as a follow-up and like have an opportunity to collaborate together and get back to our winning ways, which was a big relief for all of us.
Yeah, so it's interesting how things shift. And I remember like my thoughts early on the day, like early on day 1, I was thinking just be malleable and like go with the flow and just kind of see what happens. And not necessarily like start anything, but go with what happens. So like this girls thing did form and it was great. It was a lot. I mean, I thought it was going to be wonderful. And then like talk of Teresa calling out Sarah came up. And so that's kind of how Teresa's name got thrown into that. So I heard that Teresa was throwing out Sarah's name, which a lot of people were throwing out Sarah's name. But I really didn't want any of the girls to go. So I talked to Teresa about it, and, you know, she was like really considering. She was like weighing, you know, do we do Dan or do we do Sarah? And I kind of went along with what she was saying to kind of feel her out. But I did tell her straight up, I said, I'm going to stick with what we said because I don't feel like it's the right time to do something like that, to like move away from the bonds that we made yesterday, because that felt fine. Like, let's just do that. What does it matter? Like, I would love to see girls run the game. Like, what's wrong with that? I understand why Justin said what he said at Tribal, because he didn't want to be on the outside of that. And I didn't want him to be on the outside either. I was gonna, like, tell him what was going on, you know, because we would also need another vote. But I also really like Mark a lot. So I was hoping somehow to be able to work with the two of them. So the way this all evolved, I talked to Justin and Mark kind of last, told them what was going on, and I told Justin, I said, look, the reason I want to vote for Teresa right now is twofold. I feel like she's going against things that we said earlier, and I also want you to feel comfortable playing this game with me, because I don't want you to think that I'm going on this girl's thing, because at this point it's no longer a thing, you know? So just trying to kind of like set things up to make that happen.
You know, at the first phase of this challenge, the first phase of this game, before we really had to go to tribal council, it was a little bit of strategic whispers, but really nothing solidified. And probably the 10 to 20 minutes before tribal council is when things really kind of had to be determined and lines had to be drawn in the sand. And there's just all the talk of like the guys versus the girls, and it was making me insane. And I don't want that. I don't want gender-based alliances. I'm trying to like just get that off the table. So it really was coming down to Dan for the girls or Sarah for the men. And kind of the linchpin in all of it was Teresa and whether or not she was going to side with the guys or side with the girls. If she sides with the girls, we have a tie, and they were looking for me to be the swing vote. If she sides with the guys, Sarah would have gone, but she was so kind of wishy-washy, and for 1 minute it was Sarah, and then the next minute I talked to her, it was Dan, and then it went back and forth. And so I think probably her wishy-washiness and really being indecisive probably cost her game. The mysterious keys.
I feel like if there's a possibility that maybe the idol is something that has to be unlocked with like 8 keys or a certain number of keys, and so that's why no one's found one, and you have to pool them together or something like that. Or it could be some sort of other type of power that you could have. Or like, I don't know, I think that's my idea, is that they're tokens, that they each add up to something. Just guess.
Yeah, my only idea is that it's something tied to a tribal council, and you can take a chance and use your key to try to open up something that has immunity for you or something like that can protect you at tribal.
Why wouldn't they have told us about that? Maybe it doesn't start till later?
Till the merge, maybe?
Right, yeah.
So, moving forward, Justin said he wants to play the game with me and Mark. I hope that's true. Justin is very hard to read. I don't know if he's doing that on purpose. Super hard to read. So we'll kind of see how that pans out.
So I'm still trying to work very closely with Christina. I'm trying to work very closely with Mark. I've done like a 360 on Mark. Originally I was like, maybe Mark's the easy vote because he's mentioned playing before. But I really would love to play with him in the game. I'd love to play with Christina, although, I think she got a little frustrated with me because I wasn't really sure what was happening for a while.
Okay, so Dan, he's all like, I'm so tall, and I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever, I'm not a huge fan of him. What about Christina?
And then Dan set out the challenge with his long arms. Like, what the heck was that? Like, he could have really helped us out with catching balloons.
What was that?
Whoa!
Wow, you guys suck at throwing.
Sandwich.
Ah, it must be nice. Oh, that is evil.
That is so good though.
Oh my god.
Here, I'm gonna walk back home.
Touch the torch over there.
What torch? This one?
Any of them, yeah. You want you to give them a little jiggle, they'll light up. Go ahead and light it.
Jiggle.
Oh yeah, just
Hold it right to it. You go light right back up. Watch this.
Yeah.
internet. Civilization. In 24 hours.
There you go.
Shit about that. I'm sad.
Well,
I'm like, I don't.
Damn, I'm gonna slid on that. Oh, now my flame's going crazy.
Yeah.
Better not do this thing again.
No.
It's just a little spotty. Welcome back. It's beginning to be a regular thing.
You think it's
Thanks for the reminder.
We didn't realize, thanks.
We don't have that same smirk that you have.
I just, what is it like going back to camp like this? I mean,
It's deflating because we're just trying to like build something here, and every time we say like how much we love each other and how much we're like connecting as a tribe and want to move forward together, you have no choice but to come here and vote one of them people out. And we don't want to do it. We've never wanted to do it, and it's just part of the game.
We keep having to do it.
Yeah. So like I'm looking forward to my voice being in higher spirits than it is right now.
yeah. It's just a hurdle. You'll get through it.
Yeah.
It seems to be an up and down thing right now.
To go home and not have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you say the camp, like, go home.
Yeah.
Like, we're going home.
Yeah.
We just vibe with each other that well. We don't call it, like, we just keep saying going home.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just hang out and have a good time, so it sucks.
So, is this move you always go on strengths and weaknesses of people and challenges. Is this a challenge-related type vote, or are we now thinking like long game? You know, what's the benefit here? The numbers are getting down. We know the game's going to evolve. It's going to change. There's things that are going to happen. So, like, do you think end game at this point with the numbers that you have, or are you
I
just
don't like
thinking
it's end game, or we think something's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, merge, a switch up. It's probably at this point, who do you trust if that happens to stick with you? Less than challenges.
Okay.
It's not so much challenge based anymore. Not this far into it right now.
Okay. Is there any like talking points that you think we need to hit? I mean, is there a pretty obvious consensus on who we want to vote for? Does anybody feel they need to talk about some things?
I don't think at this point it's ever obvious.
Yeah.
And we call it scrambling or talk one-on-one. We bring up like points on certain things, like should this be a valid reason to write someone's name down, or should this be?
Which has more weight.
And then once you've heard and talked to everyone, decide what's best for not only your game. I mean, obviously we're all putting ourselves first in this game, but like in order to be successful on your own, you do need people that it benefits them too.
Yeah, well, that's a really great point. You know, you do have to think for yourself, but also not be selfish with your thoughts.
Yep.
You know, as far as, balancing that line of...
You got to thread the needle.
You only get so far along.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to hold this up in the rain if we don't have to. If you guys are ready to vote, we can vote. If not, we can hold off and talk some more. If anybody feels they have any last things they want to say or convince anyone if they feel they're a direct target. Scanning faces, you guys look like you're ready. I just want to get this over with. All right.
We're sick of being here. Been here way too much already.
The less time, the better.
Yeah.
That was definitely a bug. I don't know what kind of bug that was, but that was definitely a bug. Bugs out here. It only gets harder from here. You got half a sheet now? Half the other half. Stop it. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if this is how you spell it, but it only gets harder from here. Real tight bond, but can't really weakest asset so far, I guess I would say. There's a caterpillar in this box, I think. It's like a mealworm or something. I can't say that anymore.
I'm gonna puke. So, very afraid it's me. Not because of my alliance, but because Chaz is throwing my name out there. So, allegedly I'm a threat because I played once and got pre-merge. I guess I'm a threat. So I am very afraid that he is going to play an idol. That's what's making me shit my pants right now. I am beside myself. I'm terrified right now for this one.
This has been my toughest vote of the game. I gotta say, I'm feeling a little squirrely right now. I'm feeling a little nervous. You can sometimes tell when people are changing their minds. People weren't meeting my eyes, weren't solidifying on names like they were before. So I'm a little bit concerned this time. But you gotta put your trust in the people that you trust. And if they got me good. So well done. But my vote is for Ray. You are awesome. I love you, but I'm a little nervous if we split up that you're not going to be loyal to this group and cannot have that. So, thanks.
Sorry, I just haven't gotten to know you very well. You've played a good game so far. Just voting for you.
Take care. It was great meeting you.
That back on. I was definitely close.
I've been over here the whole time, guys. Don't just vouch for me. Hey, Brooks.
Just vouch for me.
Hey, Brooks. I was over here the whole time.
I hope you guys get video of Ray and his sexy poses.
I know, I
tribal.
can't.
All over it.
This is the cover
George
for your
Costanza would be proud.
Give him a rose for his teeth.
You're right. I cannot lose now. I'm posting like an Instagram model.
All right. The part we always regret. So, if anybody has an immunity idol, they want to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right. I'll read the votes. First vote. Ray. Next vote. Ray.
Oh my god.
Next vote.
Oh my god.
Ray. In shock. Oh my god. Next vote. Alyssa. That's 3 Ray, 1 Alyssa. Next vote. Alyssa. That's 3 and 2. Next vote. Ray.
Oh my god.
Ray. That is 4 votes for you.
I felt like it. I'm posting like an Instagram model too.
Bring me your torch, Ray.
We love you, Ray.
We are voting for you for fan favorite.
Yes.
Oh yeah, coming for that.
All right, Ray.
All right. I get to eat now, right?
Ray, you get all the crackers now.
Your tribe has spoken. Your time in this game is up. And now you can eat.
There we go.
Head down.
Love
Love you, Ray.
Love you, Ray.
Oh, yeah, look me up. Didn't think I was gonna go this early. I thought it was gonna be like the merge, you know, they're gonna be like, he's too strong, but that's what happens, you know. Didn't think I was gonna go this early, you know. After eating them crickets, you know, I figured out at least sail to the merge, you know. I just ate crickets for nothing. I should have let him go. I should have let him go. But it's cool. It's all right, you know. I'm cool with it, but I feel like it's a little early. That's pretty much it. Stick with this is our tribe, right? No, that's just anybody. All right, hold on.
Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm just making
That's
sure
him,
it's in.
right?
Yes, that's it. Yep. Oh,
Is it?
yeah.
This is
Yeah. Ashley, Sarah.
because the name is above
yeah,
it.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Yeah,
Why
okay.
Andrew?
Me, him, and Dave built a solid bond. So if I want anybody to have it, it'd be him and Dave. At least I thought so. At least I thought, you know, for now. At least for now.